Alright guys, we want to go from here to here, the PSA 10. In today's video, we're going to talk about the most important aspect of grading your football cards besides cataloging the cards you want to grade, signing up for a PSA account, getting the online submission form filled out, packaging and shipping your cards safely and securely. But where the money's made is pre-grading your cards properly so you get the most amount of 10s back, or you increase your chances of getting 10s back. So in today's video, we're going to go through a PSA submission. We're going to pre-grade a bunch of cards, so let's dig in. So the first thing you want to do is join the Collectors Club. Now you must be part of the Collectors Club to access the $19 and $15 per card grading services. Bulk turnaround time of 65 days. They are being pretty aggressive right now at getting those cards back within that 65-day time period. I've talked to many recent bulk submitters that have experienced the same thing. So right now is the perfect time to submit cards and get them back before the NFL season starts. All right, once you subscribe, now you can see that value bulk, $19 per card. This card must have a declared value of $4.99 or less. We'll talk about that a little bit later on in the video. 65-day TCG bulk. TCG applies to Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, that kind of stuff. Simply get started on building our card submission today. We'll get this started, but like I said, the most important process is pre-grading cards. We don't want to put a card on the submission form if we find significant flaws, defects in the card that we know are going to keep it from getting the 10. If we can see that right off the bat, we do not want to submit that. You really only want to get 10s back. That's where the money's made. Start new submission. You have all the different items you can grade right here. Trading cards. Next. Submission type, grading. Some of the members have elected to pay up to get the autograph graded as well as the card grade. So that's where you'd want the dual service card and autograph grade. It does cost an additional $6 per card to have the autograph graded. No autograph authentication available for non-autograph trading cards or post-1998 manufacturer authenticated auto cards only. When the manufacturer authenticates the auto on the front of the card, you don't necessarily need to get the dual service to get the autograph authenticated. People know that if it's going to be an authentic Panini card graded in their database, when we're specifically talking about football cards here and like ultra modern, right? Or modern to ultra modern, then you don't necessarily need to get the autograph graded. So you can see it's an extra $6 per card to have the autograph graded as well. So we want to do the value bulk 1980 to present at $19 per card. Max declared value of $4.99. Alright, so let's start off something easy. And now I do think that it makes sense when you're doing this to pop over to eBay if you don't have a PSA 10. For example, I've got this 2020 Jalen Hurts rated rookie here. 2020 Jalen Hurts rated rookie PSA 10. And just to find one that has, whoops, that's an optic, misclick, optic, base donors. There you go. All right. Just so you can get in, so you can see 2020 Panini Donruss number 314 Jalen Hurts. So when you're Panini Donruss number 314 Jalen Hurts, there you go, and that'll pull up. Declared value total right now is $25. Save. Card saver ones specifically are a critical component of packaging and shipping your cards to PSA. At the same time that I'm doing this, I've got my Google Sheet open over here on the left with each person's submission, card details. I also like to confirm the declared value. Let's see what we got here. Sweet, we got a first submission here from Anthony. Tony's Cards, shout out to Tony's Cards. All right. Perfectly packaged here with the cardboard. Let's see what our man has got. Looks like a Joe Burrow rookie card right off the top. Let's take the masking tape off. go ahead and take this off. Now, in order for me to pre-grade the card, it's definitely best to get it raw. So we want to handle them carefully. Do not further damage any of the cards. Now, like we mentioned, we are not grading the autograph itself, but when PSA grades a card like this, a modern card, they do grade it for being an authentic 2020 Panini Mosaic autograph card. So when Panini guarantees the authenticity of the autograph and PSA guarantees the authenticity of the card, it's basically like you're getting the autograph authenticated, right? And so that's why most situations, 99% of the time, or maybe 95% of the time, you're just going to find the card like this graded, not necessarily the autograph as well. Want to kind of see if there's any type of anything on the surface or anything like that, but yeah, beautiful card. The corners look good. I mean, it's definitely, I would say, at least a 9 with a chance at a 10. I don't see anything that's really noticeable on this card. The centering's kind of hard to gauge on this. Let's look at the back and see if there's any real markers to kind of gauge the centering. That bottom right corner right there might be a touch of whitening. Let's focus here. There's a little tiny mark right there, right at the top of the ring light on this one. There's some really minor surface issues on this one. Right in the middle of the ring light, right there on the right. That is a little thing that's not coming off the card. Looks like a little scratch or surface defect. Now from the centering, these are really, really hard to get centered. It's almost perfect, but it's a little bit off center, left to right. Top to bottom looks really good from that line and that line, the spacing there. Corners on this one look really good. I'm not seeing any. You can really tell in the back when you highlight the light off each one of those corners. You can really see if there's any corner damage. A little bit of a tiny, I mean just a minute of a soft corner there on that bottom right when looking at the back. Back centering a little bit off as well. I'd also give this one a 9. Nice Joe Burrow rookie card there. Alright, so those are the two cards for Anthony. Let's see what we got here. I think, yeah, we did this one on stream with Carter the other week. This is, let me trust that. This is some cards from Brian. Shout out to Brian from Thundering Sports Cards. Now this one in a one touch, so I'll have to transport it over to a penny sleeve and card saver 1 for the submission process. Let's look at the back. Just looking at condition. Ouch. Yeah, I got a banged up corner there. Can you see it when the light shines on it? It's probably easier to see if I hold it. Yeah, it's kind of tough to see, but there is definitely a dent. Otherwise, a good looking card. The centering is really solid on this. Alright, we already looked at his Michael Jordan for him. Found a big, this Michael Jordan card, found a big edge condition there that would definitely deem the grade. Alright, let's see what we got here. The Ben Roethlisberger. Very cool card. Not too thick at all for a patch card. Believe it or not. Tiny bit of edge damage right there. A little speck of whitening. You want that color to be constant all the way to the edge. Corner, it overall looks pretty good. I don't know how much the weight that little edge right there. It's just, I mean, it's minute, but these are the things that they look at for a perfect 10. Pretty cool game used jersey card here. 2006 Upper Deck Clear Ultra. So yeah, I'm gonna say likely a 9 because of the age of it and everything, but looks really good for a 2006 Flair Ultra. Alright, then we've got the Kevin Durant's. Now this one is in the Ultra Pro, so you can get those Card Saver 1s in the same size from Ultra Pro. They make them as well. Kevin Durant green prism here. Really clean looking card here. No corner damage, no edge damage that I can see. Couple little pieces of lint on the surface, but this is a great looking card with a shot, man. This one's got a shot. Alright, the next one is me for time of speed and ease of pre-grade. I am selecting a card that a base honors from Jalen Hurts that has a very high PSA 10 hit rate. So looking at the PSA 10 hit rate of 57.48, the PSA 10s sell for about $70 right now, with $89.94 buy it now in June. So it's a $90, probably $100 potential card if he's an early season MVP favorite. So looking at 57%, even if I get 3 of these as PSA 10s, and selling those for close to $100 each is going to by far pay for everything. And then the 9s, those sell for about $25, $25-$30. So, that's what I'm looking at. I don't really see anything worse than a 9 here. There's only a 3% chance of these getting a 9, so I know I'm looking at, or getting an 8, excuse me. So I know I'm looking at 10s and 9s. So I got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So well worth the $133 investment to grade those 7 cards. Let's look at Lars. So this is a big package here from Lars. Shout out to Lars. Lars, our friend over in Germany. Shoot. Probably. He uses a ship my cards service, and basically an intermediary for him living overseas. He buys his cards on eBay, ships them to them. They charge him a little bit of overhead, but they take pictures of his cards, they catalog them, they ship them out whenever he needs them shipped out. So they ship them to me. They do a great job of packaging. Check that out. Smaller box. All right. Got a couple more pieces of tape here. Come on. There we go. Some more peanuts. Anybody hungry? Right. Beautiful cards here submitted by Lars. Here we go. Alright, so let's see what our man's got here. Try and go down his... I don't think they're in any particular order, based on how we submit them in the sheet. Yeah, that might be a little bit too much of a heavy lift for Ship My Cards. May not be something they offer, but it's, let's just check it out. Man, this is a, how old is this card? Julio Rodriguez here. This is eBay authenticity guarantee, void if damaged. Interesting. This is a 2022 Topps Julio Rodriguez. What's interesting is the card is very thin. We're talking like paper thin, man. I do see a little bit of a white corner. Bottom right, you got a white corner. I mean, this is just such a thin paper card. Top right, a little bit of a corner ding. So right off the bat, I'll just pre-grade this a 9 just based on those corners. The centering looks good though. Let's see what we got here. Contenders draft class, 10 out of 22, Aiden Hutchinson. Base contenders here with the on-card rookie auto from Hutch. Beautiful card. I will say right off the bat, I noticed a little bit of whitening on the top edge. Corners, surface looks really good. Centering. So yeah, that's really the only major. A little bit of a soft corner there too. A little bit of a soft corner there on the bottom left, and that's one of people putting in these kinds of penny sleeves too fast. That's why something like smooth sleeves or cutting a little slit in the top will prevent that from happening. And especially on these paper cardstock cards, you do have to exercise caution when putting them into penny sleeves because they very, very easily damage those corners. So I'd say a 9 on that. We got a Justin Fields red rated rookie here. Get that out. Beautiful looking card here. Clean edges. Very clean corners. Centering too looks to be very good. I like your chances on this one. I really like your chances on this one. That one's promising right here. All right. All right. Jamar Chase rookie here from 2021 Select. What was that? Concourse Red Prism, 07 out of 99. Actually, very good centering once again. Great looking edges, corners. Yeah, once again, another really nice card here. Man, it would be sweet to get a couple 10s on these elite players. Beautiful rookie card there, serial numbered. All right, let's grab some more Card Saver 1s, have them at the ready. We do have to transfer all of these top-loaded cards over to Card Saver 1s. We'll go ahead and do that while we're doing this video. Cut out those gaps in the editing process. All right. Now remember, oh geez, this one has this is definitely not Ship My Cards. This is gonna be courtesy of whoever you bought this one from, Lars. I want to be very careful there to cut that Scotch tape, a big no-no, guys, big no-no. Now this one, I see off center right off the bat. These Trevor Lawrence prisms are so hard to get 10s on. The serve is actually pretty good. That was just a bunch of lint. But look at the top to bottom centering is off. The left to right centering is off a little bit. Actually on the back it looks pretty good. Yeah, I think you're looking at a 9 on this one. I don't see it. I just don't see it doing better than that with the centering, unless they overlook some minor off centering from top to bottom. Otherwise, I mean, the card does look good. And I didn't really see any surface issues. I'm looking for scratches, dimples, defects in the surface. Justin Fields Optic Hollow, love it. Rated rookie. Very popular card here. Just some dust, extra lint, stuff off the surface. There might be a tiny bit of edge damage on the bottom left there, right? Kind of at the same level as the J. Top to bottom centering is a little bit off. Left to right looks really good. There's a little tiny right there. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, going right through the ring, right in the middle of the ring right there. Like a little nick. Like a little damage. Yeah. Well, I can't in good faith say that's going to be a 10, or I think that'll be a 10. I think this is likely a 9. Another green prism, Trevor Lawrence. This one's not Scotch tape at the top. Very nice. This one looks really good, top to bottom, left to right, corners. Now I do see, oh man, okay. Look right in the middle of the ring light. There's like a gnarly scratch on the card right there. See how I'm highlighting that? Yeah. There's no way this is a 10. There's quite a few surface scratches on that bottom left corner there. All right, let's see. Wow, check this out. One of the best interior defensive linemen in all time, Aaron Donald. Whew. Big old smudge, some coming off a little bit. Now these older 2014 rookie ticket autos are very fragile. This one looks very clean, but it's so hard to gauge it as a 10. Now I look at the back, I do see a little whitening off that top corner right there. It's basically a foil printed card on the front, but on a paper cardstock. Kind of like a base Donruss cardstock, so they're very fragile, man. Beautiful card, absolutely love this card. It's sick, but I'm hesitant to say that it's gonna Gem Mint tin out with that. There's also that little splotch on the sticker right there that I don't know if they'll overlook that, but yeah, there's just like a couple blemishes on the sticker that were weird. That one smudge did come off. It was like right there. That came off, but the card had definitely been handled prior to you owning it. Now we get to an optic hollow photo variation portrait here from Trevor Lawrence. These are hard grades as well. You got etching dimples to be concerned with. Off center, left to right for sure. A little bit of surface issues, like right in the ring light there. Otherwise, that looked pretty good. Yeah, once again though, just a man, these are so hard. The PSA 10 hit rate on these across the board is very low. Now on the base Donruss, it's a totally different story. It's like a 70%. But then we talk about the optic, you know, with this thick chrome finish, man, it just adds so many new wrinkles and possible spots for it to get dinged, diminished in the grading process. Manny Machado. Manny Machado with the Orioles. Got a beautiful Topps Chrome orange rookie card here. A nice color match. There's a few scratches over here on the right. Very, very minor scratches though. There is like a scratch right. Let's see if I can point it out to you. I don't know if it's a scratch or a print line. Kind of looks like a print line actually. So that's common across the set. A little bit of back centering off center. Left to right there. Yeah, a little bit of off center on the front as well. I'd have to guess once again a 9. A couple more cards here left here from Lars. Beautiful blue prism, Trevor Lawrence. Very badly off-centered, left to right. Top to bottom, pretty good. Surface, pretty good. There is a right there in the middle of the ring light, right next to Trevor Lawrence's body. To the left is a little tiny surface imperfection that is definitely like a little nick. Yeah, this one's definitely going to be an 8 or a 9. Man, his prisms were such hard grades. There's such a low PSA 10 hit rate. I could see why now, man. It's just, I don't know if it's the quality control on this card, but man, the surfaces are rough, dude. So many little nicks and stuff constantly. Now let's check out this one. This one would have been the Disco Prism variation, likely from first off the line. Wonderful rookie card here for Trevor Lawrence. Let's check this out. I see a little off center right off the bat. I wonder how lenient they are on that, knowing that virtually every one of his cards are off center. Now the surface on this one looks way better than the last one already. But there's a little, no, man, bottom right there in the middle, right next to the little dimples that are designed into the card, is a little tiny cut. It's almost like a cut Yeah, that's gonna ding it. Beautiful card too. And a little bit of OC on the back. Or a couple pieces of lint, but I mean, I can't in good conscience give any of these prisms 10s. Obviously, we're looking at mostly 9s. Maybe one or two of those I think is a pretty decent chance of them giving an 8. So, unfortunately. Now, what about this one? This is a Julio Rodriguez. And the card is in the top loader, upside down. This is a really cool blue sparkle. Let's see what we got here. Man, now that's a thick card right there. That bad boy is thick. A little bit of off center, a little bit. Great corners, great edges all the way around. Card's this thick. It's just a little bit off center. Otherwise, I would say it's a gorgeous card. I mean, you got a tiny, like, almost like a touch of extra card. Like, it's sharp, but there's like just a tiny little bit of whitening there on that corner, on the back only. You can only see it on the back, so. Surface, yeah, I mean, there's some print lines, but there's like definitely what you could tell are just straight print lines, but otherwise this card's really great. I think we saved what may be the best for last. Well, there's one more blue prism after this, but this draft class on-card rookie auto here from Trevor Lawrence in the Jags uniform, numbered out of 21, 20 out of 21. Woo! Great surface. I mean, there's a couple tiny little, I don't know if you can see those right there to the top left of his shoulder right there. Otherwise, though, man, I love Trevor Lawrence's penmanship too. Really nice card here. Couple scuffs on the back of it. I wonder if they'll overlook that. There's a couple minor little, you can only see them. Let's see. Yeah, you see how I've highlighted them there in the reflection? Look at that. Once I highlight them like that, it's like, man, looks bad. But otherwise, you would never be able to see those. And they are like little, it's almost like the card got scratched or sat down on a concrete bench or something. I don't know. Really beautiful card here, though. All right. One more here from Lars. Whew, very off-center blue prism here. Man, this one's brutal. Look at the surface right there, up and down his leg. I mean, just brutal surface damage. How the heck does that even happen? Brutal. Yeah, this one may grade. They may grade this one worse than an 8 because of that. And you got bad off centering. Okay. Well, we'll have to get the feedback to everybody before I submit anything. In case some people want cards sent back to them to flip raw, save some money on the grading process. There you have that submission from Lars. Alright, up next is, we did Brian, Tim. Alright, let's see, let's put all these top loaders and team bags to the side. Got this package here from Bowtie Tim. I love the drumstick packaging. Nice. Delicious drumsticks. Thanks, Andy. I hope you don't need the chainsaw for this. No chainsaw here because we got some beautiful. Look at this, Derek Thomas, the sack master. Alabama Crimson Tide rookies. Wow, man. What's the year on this? 1988. Beautiful. 1980. And a couple Fields base genres portrait short print variation. These have a high gem rate. Centering on these looks pretty doggone good. I don't even need to take these out because they have such a high gem rate. We already know this is like a 65-70% PSA 10 hit rate on these raws, so nice, wonderful. We'll leave those, boom, both in the pack. These are just going to be super hard. If you get a 10 on this, it's going to be worth some serious money, but to get a 10, very hard. We'll go ahead and transfer this over to a Card Saver 1 and look at this raw Derek Thomas. Really cool collection item right here from the iconic 1989 score set. Yeah. Good looking card. Ooh, this one is so thin. Man, what a cool card. Winners. Like, what a cool sports card brand too. Winners. I mean, looks really clean. A little bit of off centering, but shoot, man, this one might have a chance. I'm sure that the off centering plays a bigger role in these cards, but hey, at least a 9. Next up, we've got Dean. Shout out to Dean, aka Snorlax. Let's see what he's got. I think he's got a combination of some stuff, maybe some non-sports. Oh, right off the top, yeah, we get these. We're gonna save these for another submission because ours are sports cards only as part of the PSA submission. So I initially thought maybe we could, but now I'm learning a couple things doing my first PSA bulk submission. Through the Quest Patreon. So this is all Quest patrons. Some pretty cool. Miggs Mayfield. These are Topps Chrome, which is interesting. 177 out of 199. These are going to have to go on their own submission here. Pretty sure. From what everything I looked at earlier. Very cool. So what we're gonna do, we're still gonna look at those though for condition. The rest of his Nick Foles, he's got, I think, like a Nick Foles rainbow. It's pretty sweet. Bowman, Sterling, Nick Foles rookie rainbow. For an Eagles fan, 2016 Super Bowl hero. All right, let's see. Goes there. Nice thick card. Excuse me, just had to take a lunch break. Now right off the bat, there's a dimple top just to the right of his helmet. See right in the middle of the light ring. All right. Otherwise, everything else on this card does look really sharp. It's gonna be a good card. Let's go ahead and get that in a new sleeve. Go ahead and give it a 9. I had a few more sleeves here. Those Star Wars. I will say that the Star Wars cards all, without taking them out, appear to be in really good shape. They're also ultra modern. We're talking, what are these, like 2022? They give the year. There's no year on the back. That's weird. I don't know what year Topps Chrome, but they look very modern. They also look very clean. They look like they're in good shape. Let's continue on. Let's get some more Card Saver 1s over here. Alright. Here we go. Alright. Nick Foles. This one looks gold. Got 06 out of 50 here. Definitely some print lines in the way that the color, it's very clean, very sharp, but it makes it very easy to find little tiny surface imperfections, whether it's like a little nick or a little, like right here in this top right corner, you know, just beautiful though. 2012 Bowman. What's that? Got me a Snorlax hair. It might have been one of mine. 2012 Bowman, which was, you know, subsidiary of Topps, a brand of Topps. Really, really nice card on the outside. Everything looks great on these except for the surface. I'm really concerned about the surface just holding these cards back so far. These first two. Getting 10s, little tiny nicks and like imperfections. All right, let's see what we got here. This one, another 33 out of 50. Alright, yeah man, once again, just little scratches, like just a couple little scratches, little nick like right in the middle of his body, little nick right there, you see it, and then like a scratch right there. The surface on these, like little tiny, let's see, if I can show you that in the light. Right there, next to his helmet, try and kind of highlight it with the ring light there. Otherwise, man, Clean corners. Tiny little corner damage there. So far, I have to give all of these probably a 9. I mean, it's nice, especially in your PC, to have them. 14 out of 50. Oh wow! So we're looking at the same gold parallel, but different serial numbers. Yeah, I mean, it's just like little nicks in the card because of how sensitive the surface is on these. I'm not sure that something like Kurt's Card Care would even take it off. The surface on that is the top right there. Kind of hard to see. You can kind of see the couple little tiny nicks. This may be the best surface that I've seen yet. And on all of these, I mean, the corners look great. The centering looks great. Everything looks great except for a little tiny surface issues that I'm finding. It is cool though, if you get one grade in, even if they come back 9s though, it would be nice to have them in your PC as all slabbed up, protected. 50 out of 50 bookend. This might be the cleanest surface yet too. Yeah. Oh man. Cleanest surface, and then I like look at it at an angle and there's a big, you can see that right in the middle of the light ring. Look at that big scratch right in the middle of his body. I mean, just a massive scratch. Like, what the heck is that? Like, just a little pin scratch right there. Oh man, that's frustrating. Otherwise, beautiful card. Very good conditioning. Besides these little surface things, man. These little surface things are really what separate 9s from 10s in a lot of cases. We got another gold. This one is, what, 37 out of 50. I might have to start calling Dean a Nick Foles super collector here. This one, once again, just a couple little surface dings up there, top right corner. But man, great edges, and this one doesn't have the scratch. So, but once again, yeah, I'm seeing this little surface stuff. Man, such smooth surfaces. I think that's why it also makes sense to slab. Like, your chances of getting 10s are obviously going to be much higher the more recent a card has been pulled out of a pack. It's like the less transporting around, the less touching, the less it's been handled. And then certain cards are just super susceptible to dings, scratches. This one, it looks to be a black refractor. 08 out of 75. Surface is pretty clean. There's just little tiny specks here and there, but there's a couple little specks, but most of that appear to be. There's a little scratch up there in the top right. See it? Little scratch. Looks a little bit better, but once again, minute surface details separates 9s from 10s. Let's see how these blue refractors do. Man, got a ton of Nick Foles rookie card refractors, Dean. Yeah, once again, couple little nicks surface. It's the recurring theme of these Nick Foles. Everything else appears to be on point. I'm gonna have to go do a little investigating on PSA 10 hit rates of this set, with it being from 2012. We'll have some pretty good data on Russell Wilson's graded cards to get an idea. I've got a feeling it's going to be fairly low, though, unfortunately. That's just my gut feeling. Yeah, man, these scratches on the surface are just brutal, dude. I don't think that's going to come off either. Underneath Eagles, to the right over there, one right there in the ring light, and then you've also got a print line on this one, right there, going underneath, right to the right of that football, which is not on the other ones. So I've got to think that they'll ding that one for condition. 93 out of 99. Blue refractor. Right. See what else we got. I think this is our last Nick Foles, and then we've got some Jordan Loves. And then got the last submission from Scatter, which you guys already saw me reveal with Carter. We kind of looked at. This one has more of just like a big kind of smudge on the front. But yeah, this one's got some pretty significant print lines right there. They're kind of hard to see. It goes from right there all the way up. Surface is pretty clean, but there are a few nicks, and then, like for example, right there. I kind of wiped that one off, actually. Alright, I think we definitely wiped some surface stuff. Nice. Definitely made that one look better. Give us a chance. Shot. We got a shot. Might be the best one yet right there. Alright, now we got a couple Jordan Love. Let's see what we got here. XR, Jordan Love rookie. Love all those little, gotta love all those little rookie card shields all over this thing. Beautiful, 138 out of 199. XR. I will say I'm noticing a tiny little, let's check it out on the back, see what that looks like. Yeah, that corner may just be, just the most minute of corner damage on both top right corners, honestly. I don't know if you guys can see that, it's kind of hard, but these XRs are foil cards. They're covered in foil, but they are printed on the thin paper cardstock, just like a Donruss. So they get susceptible to the corner damage way more easily. It's like the same thinness of a base paper Contenders card. So I really like everything else about this card, except for those corners that are just, man, just a not even a millimeter of whitening, but I think just enough to have them knock it down to a 9. I see what you like to do, Dean. Dean likes to collect the rainbow, or he likes to collect all the numbers of the serial number, which I think is pretty cool. I know a few guys, Jonathan Taylor Cards likes to do this too. Now this one I think looks even cleaner. You can see no whitening on that corner at all. Now it's important. Let's check the back. We have just a once again, just a minute, tiny amount on the top right. We also have a minute, tiny amount on the bottom right. So those are our concerns with these cards, the type that are very thin, like the contenders, especially when they have very dark coloring on the front and then the back, which highlights the whitening of the corners, unfortunately. You know? And I think that may be part of the reason why XR is definitely devalued compared to some of the other premium sets. I like the design of XR. I personally am a fan of the XR design. Let's check this one out. Yeah, right here, you got a little bit of edge damage. You see that? So that's right there above my finger right there. So that's a ding. And then 45 out of 75. Man, this is a beautiful card though, man. Beautiful card. Probably very affordable to get into an XR rookie. I've done well on some very rare XR stuff. Made some really good money on a Kadarius Toney Gold XR rookie auto that I bought for like 30 and then sold it for 100. So there's definitely potential, especially with the more rare XR stuff, and him being a quarterback. I am definitely concerned about the grade potential on that one. All right, and then last but not least, we got a Brian Dawkins suite, man. This has like Stranger Things vibes to it, doesn't it? Nice top stadium club. Look at that foil refractor finish. Off center, left to right. That's definitely gonna hold it back there, I think, a little bit. Otherwise, though, for the age, 1996, really cool card. The corners are in incredible condition for being that old, and so is the surface. I'm not noticing anything wrong with the surface there. So it's really just the off-centering. Like, how much will they weight that? I know that PSA is more lenient on the centering if everything else is right. So I'm thinking that this is a 9 because of that. But they'll overlook back centering. Like, I've seen quite a few times they overlook back centering. Maybe they overlook this front centering if all the cards from that set were like this. But I gotta think it's got potential. But right off the bat, I just have to give it a 9. All right, last but not least, we got our man Scatter. We did talk about these cards on the live stream with Carter the other week. Definitely want to tune into the Questcast. Great show. This card right here is so thin that it's a paper contenders product. So you can see right off the bat, we've got corner whitening here. And you can see though that it's really hard to see when there's white corners already. But on that dark, it's so easy to see. It kind of jumps out at you. So when from a grader's perspective, it's gonna jump out at them too. So for that purpose alone, I'll say you can definitely grade the centering on these by looking at it. That looks pretty good. Yeah, that looks pretty good. It's everything just that little bit of corner whitening there. All right. This red, white, and blue prism looks really well centered for a set that it does struggle with centering. Now let's see how the surface is on like something like this. Ultra modern, probably pulled from a pack very recently. Surface actually looks really, really good. Really good. I'm not seeing any major imperfections there. The corners all look really good. So this card definitely has a chance. Definitely has a chance here. Right. These optic previews from 2020 have a pretty solid gem mint rate, PSA 10 hit rate. Man, there's just one little tiny ding on the surface there. One little tiny ding. I'm going to put it right there in the middle of the ring light. You hate that. Because I've had cards like that as well myself, where it's like, man, if it wasn't for that, I know this has got a really good shot at a 10. And then you see that, and your hopes and your dreams of the 10 get kind of shattered. At least you go into it thinking that, you know, it's not going to happen now. I say you still have a chance, but this is the Tom Brady rookie card, Aurora. I put the raw value around 250. That was PSA 8 recently sold item. That's how you get the declared value recently sold, or what you paid for it if it's super rare and there hasn't been any recently sold items. But keep in mind, PSA may go to eBay and comp out your card and adjust the declared value if it changes significantly. And then that could bump you into a different submission tier. This one, I think we're fine. I also think that this one has a very good surface. I think all around this card's in very good shape. I think you're at least looking at a 9. Man, that would be so sick if you got a 10 on that one. Oh, that would be awesome. It's a good card, man. It's a really good card. Tom Brady only had 135 different rookie cards, so, you know, getting like something like that. Ultra modern rookies and stars, red power prism here. Very good shape on this one as well. Surface, everything checks out on this one really well. Maybe just a touch off center. Beautiful Chris Olave rookie here. Just an uncommon parallel. What I call uncommon. Everything looks very good on this. Let me check these corners out at some different light angles. This bottom right one is a little suspect. I'm going to change it over into a smooth sleeve. Alright. I think that one's got a decent shot. Maybe coin toss. You're feeling lucky. This is I think it was a 2017 Prism, Tom Brady. Yeah, 2017 Prism, Super Bowl MVP Prism. Really nice card. This one should have a pretty high gem rate, considering the corners on this are super sharp. I'll say just a hint of what looks to start part of the edge there. You turn it over, it does have a tiny bit of whitening. I mean, just minute. I don't know if they'll overlook that. I don't think they're going to overlook that, though. This corner right here, let's see if I can get it in the light. This corner right here, it's got a tiny micro dent in it. That definitely concerns me, and it's only visible on the back, which coincidentally PSA is way more lenient about the back, so makes me a little bit more optimistic. But because of that, once again, I've got to go 9. Otherwise, all the etching and everything on this is very clean. I'm not seeing any dimples. Manufacturing process was on point in 2017. Let's see something. What's that, dude? That was actually something on the card that came off right there. My God, I caught that because it was actually kind of sticky. It was on the card. It was something on the card. Got that off. That'll definitely. That could have changed it, man. Could have bumped you up right there. Once again, man, these are just another paper. It's gonna be super tough to get pristine edges and corners. We've already got. You can see right there above my finger a little edge imperfection. These are the tedious things that you gotta look for when pre-grading your cards. And if I find any of that stuff, I just set it off to the side. And that's honestly, that's a big determining factor of whether or not I submit it. I'm like, can I get a 10 on this card? If I've got no shot, I just won't submit it. I don't care what kind of card it is. Now, if it's like an event signed Josh Allen, for example, yeah, I'll send it in just for the autograph authentication. If I see any blemishes on the card, I won't even get that graded, you know? Just get the autograph graded. There's a couple like little tiny specks on the surface. I may be able to get those off. Really nice Pacific. I think this is from Zenith, right? Yeah, it's from Zenith. Really love the color match, and I'm a sucker for those kind of like mosaic type squares. Let's get this in a smooth sleeve. I think this one definitely got a shot. Those two little, I can't even really see them anymore. Once again, we got a very flat, smooth surface. See something right there in the middle of the ring light? Little tiny scratch. So we got to be extra cognizant of the surface on any of these smooth top chrome finished cards. You look at it just like I did here, you'll be able to pre-grade accurately, properly. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, got a ton of value out of it. So let's say, hypothetically speaking, well, let's go through this exercise with just my my 7 Donruss Jalen Hurts, right? You go through that, you get your cards. Oh yeah, wow, yeah, we gotta have a minimum of 20. So let's change it. Let's say we've got 20 of these just for convenience sake. Let's go ahead and save that. Next, ship free to the official vault of PSA. Return shipping, ship back to me. Yeah, I've got to have it shipped back to me so I could ship it out to, and that's if you want to sell on Golden Marketplace and weekly auctions. So no, definitely want to ship back to me. So once you submit, they'll give you the address you want to ship to. You want to go ahead and get you a free account over here at pirateship.com, because it's going to let you basically print out a shipping label. It'll allow you to select your type of packaging, dimensions, weight, and basically I recommend you ship these in a box. You got to, securely put them in the order in which you input them on the PSA submission, right? Come print out your label, bubble wrap this stuff up, make sure it's all secured, cardboard protection to make sure it doesn't move around a whole lot in the box. Put the PSA packing slip that you get with your confirmation on top of this. Put it in the order in which you input it on the PSA form, and then package this stuff up, put it in the box, print out your label on pirateship.com and send it to them, and the rest is on them. Now, if you've got thousands of dollars, you're responsible for other people's cards, etc., like I am, it definitely makes sense to add a little bit of insurance. You can do that right here on pirateship.com. It'll let you shop between UPS, USPS, and FedEx, where I like use them, plus a free account, and you get the same discount you would get if you were to print your label like right off of eBay. And that's kind of what you're doing right here. So it's nice. I love this service. Then you can print it on your printer, package everything up, that packing slip in the exact order, just like this, and send it off to them, and the rest is on them. And good luck guys, stay tuned. I hope you enjoyed this video. Peace.